As we get older, we learn we can't always control things, and sometimes we're confronted with what is unimaginable, and what can we do with all of this? We're creatures of habit, all of us, and when an act so outside the arc of nature shatters our calm, our day-to-day, our logical minds feel lost in the midst of all this suffering. In these last weeks, every one of us has struggled with the specter of our worst nightmare. Every one of us knows that we have only felt a fraction of what Marley's family is going through, and that's why we're here today. We can't control the world around us, but we can control how we treat each other. We can by bearing witness today, by holding on, and by remembering. We can offer the only medicine that endures, the only precious gift we can. Our love for Marley and our devotion to his parents. This is a letter that conman Pat sent to me. He wanted me to read it to you. Many years ago, Pacific Orchestra was opening a concert for the legendary reggae band The Wailers. Pat had brought Marley, then around 3 years old, to see the show, and had joined us backstage in our dressing room. Some of us had wandered into the Wailers' green room to chat with the master musicians, and as we talked, Marley entered the room, put his hands on his hips, and surveyed the group, who collectively cocked their heads in wonderment at the appearance of this little man. Before anyone could speak, we heard Pat's distant call, "Marley? Marley?" Well, the band cocked their heads in the other direction and passed glances between themselves, and Marley twisted his head and shouted, "Here I am," before returning his gaze to the group. He was the young cub, ready to stand with the lions. I and our whole band loved Marley, and we cherished the times he stood on our stage. May he rest in peace, knowing that he made his parents proud and his friends and family happy through his love. And I send my condolences to Pat and hope that Marley's joyful memory will soon help heal the sadness which you and all of us feel today. Love, Con. Thank you.
Well, I'm Bryant, and we were just talking about Pat's store in Carpenter Square, right? So we worked down here and met Pat when we were in our teens.
I was like 22, 23 years old when I first met Marley Jackson.
I was a little younger, actually. My mom had a little store right next to her store that, and Pat would come in and get coffee in the morning. I remember we met Pat first.
Yeah, I think you probably did.
And Pat was really, probably one of the first grown-ups I hung out with. Like, there wasn't my parents or my parents' friends.
And she was really one of the first business owners that I knew in Cape May, and was the most soulful woman that I've ever known, you know. And I always respected Pat for she just dug in and did it, and it's incredible. And she did that with Marley too, and I think that's a pretty cool thing.
I just remember hanging out in the store for hours. We would just sort of go, we'd run errands for her, but we'd just kind of hang out and talk, right?
Yeah.
Like,
she kind of had she had a limited sense of music. It was all reggae, so it could get a little monotonous. But other than that,
that would be another conversation, the whole Pacific Orchestra conversation, right?
Yeah, it would.
So, my memory of Marley, actually, is before Marley was born. Pat bought a little house not far from her shop, and her due date was imminent. And at that point, I think funds were limited. They had to be, because we basically were doing some of the work on the house, and I don't know anything.
We worked for cheap.
But I remember just kind
And
of...
probably then she probably paid a lot of money to clean up what we attempted to do.
I mean, but I remember like being very, like I had never torn a rug up before. I was thinking about this on the way down here. And this house, you know, was built probably in the early part of the 20th century, and then somebody in the 50s or 70s put indoor-outdoor carpeting on that. And I remember like frantically like trying to pull this carpeting up and feeling a great sense of accomplishment having done it, and anticipation of Marley
Coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Son was a real good friend of Marley's, and I'm a gemstone designer, and Pat, is this rolling?
Yeah, it is now.
And Pat is my neighbor, and she started my career. She bought my first stone from me, God, 35, 40 years ago. And Marley was born, and Pat had all the women in the store, and they used to change them. I never changed them. But I did a couple shows in Miami where Marley lived, and my son, my youngest, Marley's favorite restaurant is called Prime.
Prime Italian.
What's up for
Prime Italian.
Prime Italian?
There's Prime 112 and there's Prime Italian.
Well, I don't know what restaurant he was in, but they go down, him and my son go out, there's over 100 people in line in the restaurant. Marley walks in the front door, everybody's kissing him and hugging him.
Absolutely.
And Nick is standing back and he's going, Dad, he knows everybody. So he sits down at the table that they made for him because there wasn't a table. So he sits down and he says to the waitress, he goes, you know, I really don't want anything from this menu. I want this. And he ordered a seafood dish from a restaurant from across the street. And they laid down it for him. He turns around and he goes, Dad, everybody knows Marley's like a celebrity. It was unbelievable. There must have been 50 or 60 people came up to him and said hello to him all the time. Always smiling. Look at that face. Always smiling. And endless surfer, skateboarder, Cape May guy. And this is the beach this is right where he grew up. Surfed.
When he came to Fort Lauderdale, in Fort Lauderdale Beach, this is what it looks like. So when he moved to Fort Lauderdale, he introduced me to Fort Lauderdale. So this is a big deal.
This is so surreal. I think that's a good word that this is happening. I just can't believe it. I'm still in shock. I'm in shock. It's not supposed to happen, but it did. It's so sad. It's so sad. He was just coming about too. He was just really getting into his groove. Just getting started. Just getting started. It's not fair.
Good friends with Marley. Marley and Marley. You have any good stories? I don't even know where to begin. I really don't know. He was very good at what he did. Marley. He was a creative individual, very creative.
What's Marley to me? I remember him when he was born. He sort of grew up around us. Every Wednesday we would sort of get a chance to see him. I was happy I had a year or two to work with him, teach him how to make jewelry, sort of set him on his way a little bit, made him proud. Marley, toasted to you tonight.
Hey Pat. Sorry we meet under these circumstances. This is my friend Ron. He's a tile setter. Service was nice. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. I have tons of memories. I don't think I can get them out right now without crying. I just wanted to get on the video. I don't want to be left out. And my buddy Ron, you know him. You've met him.
Hi Pat, it's Cindy. All right, told me to speak louder, so I am. Hey, you and Mr. Pat are inspirations in parenting, and I think Marley was really lucky. And, you know, needless to say, I call on your wisdom with Ian often. So, all right, I can't. You guys, you really are amazing. and if I can be half the parent, I will be. So love you both, and we'll go out, we'll have some good veggie food in the fall. Love you both. Bye.
Pat, there's no words. We know Marley from before he was born. What a wonderful kid.
Yeah, we love him very much.
Really?
He's a good friend with our kids. Kids would have liked to be here.
Yeah, spent summers with him. Knew him for all his life. Pat, we love you. Nothing else we can say.
Anything you need, let me know.
Hi, Pat. You already know who we are. And I can't believe you still have this shirt that we made for Marley back when he was born.
He's gotten too big
He got a little too big for it. But we always remember that night and how much joy we had when he would come to see us. Now I'm going to cry.
So, Marley used to jump on top of me when I was asleep in the morning. Like early in the morning, Marley would get up and he would like run into the futon room and just jump all over me, wearing that shirt as little as he was. Well, he wasn't running at that point, but through the terrible twos, it looks to me like he never really got out of those horrible twos. But he looks at this picture here. I wish I had known Marley as an adult, but I only knew him as a child, as a toddler. But I think his spirit lived on, and I think that Marley's life was short, but I think you guys really helped to give him a great life, and I'm getting choked up. So
that's it.
So we love you guys and wish you nothing but love. Thank you.
My favorite memory with Marley was after circumstances weren't nice because it was my grandmother's wake and stuff, but he came back to my dorm room to stay because we didn't want to go back to the house, and we played like a charades type game with Play-Doh or clay, and anybody who knows me knows I'm terrible with musician names, and we were on the same team, and he had Smashing Pumpkins as the artist, and he made a pumpkin out of clay and smashed it with his hands, and I spent like 15 minutes going, I have no idea what you're doing right now, and that was just such a good time. I loved Marley. What I loved most was that I just always knew that if I ever needed him, no matter how much we didn't talk, how often little we were able to speak, that one phone call, and he would be there for me. And if I needed help, or if I took some crazy trip to Miami because I needed to get away, that he'd come pick me up in a heartbeat. There wouldn't be any questions. And I'm just really gonna miss having that, knowing that there was that type of person out there for me. Yeah.
Hello, Pat, Patricia. It was an honor to be part of the surf lineup today, and I thought it was very touching and appropriate. I don't remember Marley too much as an adult. I hardly ever met him, but as a boy, I would describe him as he was a bright-eyed boy, and I remember you being about the business of being a parent. You two have and still do make this world a better place. We love you.
Hi, my name's Nick Novelino.
Nancy.
I just want to make sure they all know.
I remember when Marley was first born, and she lived in that house properly, and I went, you were an awesome mom even back then, Pat. He was a great kid. Took to you, rest. He killed mosquitoes one night because we wouldn't let them near him. We watched our kids grow up together. I have tons of pictures of Lauren and Marley. I have so many memories. Marley. He had the best smile, and he was just like ready for everyone to play together.
No, we've known him ever since. Pat and Pat know each other through us. That's how they met, through us. When Nancy was friends with Pat at school, and Pat Shannon was friends with me in college, and they met through us. And
Marley put them together because
and Marley was there,
really
yeah, right.
He was. Pat would start dating Pat, and she had Marley, and they were a family right from the get-go. Marley to Pat, like. I remember Lauren saying that Marley came to her prom night. He came up to Wildwood when she was there. I remember the trials and tribulations we both had with all our children, my children and yours. Marley gave us a run for our money, but he just is an amazing, successful, charismatic, happy.
Yeah, I've known him ever since then, and I surfed all my life too. So it was always good to talk to Marley about being in the water and surfing. There's something special. People that surf have to, that was a good thing to share with him. And it was good to be out in the water tonight with him as well, because I really felt like he was there. I'm really happy I participated in that. But he'll be missed like nobody will ever be missed.
And he'll never be forgotten. He's in my heart, and we're there for you. Love you.
We love him.
Love you.
We'll love him forever. All right? Thank you.
Okay. We never thought we'd be here doing this, which is very important.
I can't talk about it. I've known this boy before he was a thought. And someone and circumstances stole him from us. And that's what thieves do. They take things from people. And someone took Marley from the love of his family.
They stole a lot more than just a messenger bag. They stole his life, his future, broke many, many hearts. And stole him from his mother. My first memories of Marley were when he was a little guy in diapers, a little older than that, just walking around. Had a sister in a wheelchair. I believe she had MS, and they had one of these bands with a big string on it, like a telephone cord that sprung, and a Velcro band that Pat's sister would put on her, and would be strapped to the little arm of Marley, and that's how they got around Cape May. Why? His mother was working in the jewelry store. His sister would watch him, take him down to the beach, do different things with them. And that's how they watched Marley crossing the roads and stuff. Marley got so good he put the strap on himself and handed it to his aunt. And the next time I saw Marley was when he was, I would say, school age. Had a little kid at the parties or at St. Patrick's parties, and I saw him when he was a teenager growing up and he was on the internet. I would sit down by him and watch him chat with girls on the internet or this stuff. And he was changing into a nice young man at that age. And then he moved on down to Miami.
It's just my earliest memory of him, and my most vivid memory is him being in diapers and their old house, and my wife while Pat was busy doing something, making us lunch or dinner, would be changing him. And I'm just remembering this handsome, beautiful young boy and the joy that he brought his mother and all, I was going to say friends, but her family, because Pat has a family that extends beyond blood, and Marley had that family that extended beyond blood. He was special to all of us.
I remember him playing in the pool with our 3 girls when we came down for a Labor Day picnic, or Labor Day dinner. That's where we had clams and stuff, and I remember him jumping and playing in the pool down behind his house. And someone stole that from us.
Yes. So I'll go first. I'm Pat's brother Jim, Marley's godfather. So I've seen him since he was a baby. Was there the night he was born. Born in a house on Jefferson Street. Go by that house all the time that I'm in Cape May and see the house and tell everybody that's where my nephew was born, right upstairs in that room. He was one of a kind. He was amazing. He had the spirit and the smile, and he was just a unique kid, lovable kid. You know, he loved hanging around his grandmother because his grandma would give him ice cream and treats that his mom never did. So he enjoyed that a lot, but he grew up and, you know, moving to Philly and then moving to Miami, and he had his life together. He finally found his niche, found what he wanted to do, and unfortunately left this world too early. I'm still hurting that happened, and I'll miss him forever. I love him, and I'll never forget you, Marley. He just a lot of laughs, a lot of great times with him. He was a guy that loved being on stage, loved being in front of people. He thought nothing of, you know, when my sister's band would be playing in town and they'd be up on stage at whatever local bar, he would go right on stage with his fake guitar and just play up there, and it was just amazing. You knew he was going to go somewhere in his life. He really, it was amazing. So great kid. His mom and him were inseparable. Those two were just, it's amazing what a bond those two had. It was just rare, unique, and yeah, I feel for my sister and my brother-in-law and Marley. I love you, man. I'll miss you. Rest in peace.
I'm Kayla. Marley is my oldest cousin, and when I think back on Marley, I just remember that any time that I got to see him, he would just have a big smile and he would say, "Hi, KK," and that's what he called me, and a lot of my cousins would call me KK too, but I didn't get to see him that much, so when I did get to see him, I just felt that he was really excited to see me and to be with everybody. And I'll really miss him. He's a special part of our family, and I'm really sad for my aunt and my uncle at this time, and at the same time really grateful that everybody came out to support each other and that we could all be in the ocean and celebrate a place that he loved to be, and honor his memory in that way. I think that's really special.
Will, another one of Marley's cousins. I used to brag about him to all my friends, man, because I thought he was the coolest guy ever. But he thought I was cool too. so that's what made it even better. And every time I saw him, he would like make sure to point out things that I was doing that he thought were cool and he appreciated, and he was always encouraging me not to take things so seriously and have a good time and enjoy my life. And that spirit really carried with me, still does. The love lives on, you know. The love, the compassion. I mean, seeing everyone out on the beach today and getting in the water, and it's just the impact carries on no matter what. And I think we all have a piece of him in us now, so there's not much else I can say, but really always appreciated all the times I got to see him. It wasn't a lot, but it always meant a lot, and never going to forget any of it. And just amazing to see everyone come together like this and support. The love will continue. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Okay. So, my story is about Pat Jackson and how I think that she should be the recipient of a Chamber of Commerce award because after she had Marley and she was, you know, this incredible single mama, very strong, she would go out and she did go out and find other people who had just had children. I was number 6 of 7 people. And she knew that I had had a professional job before and that I had a baby and I was trying to stay home with my baby. And I ran into her at the Lobster House back deck and she said, "So, how you doing?" I said, "All right." She said, "Are you bored yet?" I am bored. And I said, "Well, I kind of do miss talking to grown-ups." And so what she did was she hired me, and as I said, I think I was number 6 of 7. I think Susie Bithell was number 7. And we could work there at the jewelry store until our kids could walk. And then we were kicked out. But at the jewelry store, because Marley had been a baby there, she had like an old-fashioned Jolly Jumper. She had like one of those little inflatable things that you could scoot around on the floor in. That was all like, you know, like bubble wrap so you couldn't get hurt. And, you know, playpen, crib. Anyway, it was a great thing. And it was because, you know, she brought Marley to work with her, and she knew that there were other working mamas out there, and, you know, she encouraged everybody. That's my story. Okay. Well, how about you, Nina?
All right. Well, I'm a little newer to the neighborhood, and I fortunately got to meet Pat, who I referred to as Pat Square for a while, along with Sue at West End Garage, and as a woman business owner, became part of the Mermaid Guild, along with these wonderful ladies who were extremely inspirational to me as I started on my journey of becoming a business owner. And it just gave me a lot of strength along the way, and we became closer and closer friends. And although I never got the chance to meet Marley, unfortunately, I came to know him through Pat, and you know, I really got to see his life.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was great.
What a beautiful relationship.
Boy, she loved him. She loves him. Not past tense. Or like present tense.
Yeah, always. Yeah. And she's still so strong and happy. We just want you to know that we're here for you forever.
Yeah, we love you.
In Pat Square, we're here today to be there. Thank you.
Every day and every night we'll be together.
what do I say to this? What can I possibly say? This is like, to quote Seinfeld, I am without speech. I am without speech. Marley impacted so many people. I saw it in Miami. I saw it, I knew it here. The community here is like, it's unbelievable. The support, just everything getting done, and all, it really is something I don't really have words for, and I love every single one of you. And Marley, from Marley, the bottom of his heart, loves you too. And it's not going to make up for it. It's not going to help, but it really does give me some kind of comfort to see this kind of support in my community. And I love Cape May, and I just love everyone that's here. Thank you so much for coming.
Love you too, Pat.
And we love you, Marley.
Yeah. Marley Jackson.
Yeah.
We know you're there.
So we're going to release these lanterns into the sky. You know, hopefully Marley's spirit is up there. I know when he was cremated in Miami, there was a monsoon, and I know that wasn't a coincidence. And you know, I know that he made an impact in Miami in a very short amount of time, and he, you know.
Gotta let the hot air flow for a minute, I think.
You like her.
That's where you find
I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy, it seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. I know she loves the sunrise, no longer sees it with her sleeping eyes. And I know that when she said she's gonna try, well, it might not work because of other ties. And I know she usually has some other ties, and I wouldn't wanna break them, I wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to her. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy, it seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. Harder that you try, baby, the further you'll fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me by. Everything you know about me now, baby, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna call it by a brand new name. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me down. Just like a tree down by the water, baby, I shall not move.